Billy was walking by the river. The air was crisp and the ground crunched beneath his feet. It was a cold day. The wind blew hard, making the trees sway and dance. Billy thought about what Old Man Thomas always said. His words echoed in Billy's mind.
Kindness matters, Billy. It matters a lot. Never forget that.
Billy didn't always understand what Old Man Thomas meant. Sometimes the words seemed too big for him, but he remembered Old Man Thomas's words. Billy kicked a stone, watching it bounce along the path. It skipped across the ice, leaving tiny cracks in its wake. Winter was coming, and the river was starting to freeze. Soon, the river would be frozen solid, a perfect playground for skating. Billy liked to think about skating on the ice. He imagined himself gliding effortlessly, the wind in his hair. He dreamed of gliding like the wind, free and unburdened. The thought made him smile. He smiled at the thought. The wind picked up, swirling around him, making him shiver. Billy pulled his jacket tighter. It was getting colder, and he could feel the chill seeping through his clothes. He decided to head home, where it was warm and safe. His mom would have hot chocolate waiting, rich and creamy, just the way he liked it. He loved the way it warmed him from the inside out, chasing away the cold. He turned away from the river and started walking, his thoughts still on Old Man Thomas's words. That's when he heard it. A faint sound that made him stop in his tracks. A faint sound, a whimper. He stopped and listened. It came again, more distinct this time. A small sound carried on the wind. Billy looked around, trying to find the source of the noise.
Those words had always stayed with him, guiding his actions.
Without hesitation, Billy took off his jacket, the cold immediately seeping through his thin shirt. But he didn't care. He laid it on the ground near the water, creating a makeshift barrier between the puppy and the freezing cold. He reached out to the puppy, his hand trembling slightly from the cold and the adrenaline coursing through his veins.
Don't worry, I'm here to help. His voice was soft and reassuring, hoping to calm the frightened animal.
He carefully lifted the puppy out of the water, cradling it gently in his arms. It was so small and light, its tiny body fitting perfectly in his hands. He wrapped it gently in his jacket, hoping to warm it up and provide some comfort. The puppy's whimpers began to subside, and Billy felt a sense of relief wash over him. The puppy shivered in his arms. Billy held it close, feeling the cold, wet fur against his skin. He rubbed the puppy's wet fur, trying to generate some warmth. The little creature looked up at him with big, trusting eyes.
It's okay. You're safe now, Billy whispered softly, hoping to calm the trembling puppy.
He looked around for other dogs, scanning the dense forest and listening for any sounds. Maybe this little one was lost. It seemed so small and vulnerable in the vast wilderness. But there was nothing, only trees and the rushing river. The forest was eerily silent save for the sound of flowing water. Billy knew he couldn't leave the puppy there. It was too cold. The puppy needed help, and he was its only hope. He tucked the shivering animal inside his jacket, feeling its tiny body press against his chest. He held it close to keep it warm. He started to run, his breath visible in the cold air. He ran all the way home, the puppy held tight against his chest. Each step felt like a promise to the little creature. He could feel the puppy's tiny heart beating fast, a rapid rhythm that matched his own. He hoped he could get it warm soon. The thought of the puppy's suffering was unbearable. He thought of his warm house, his kind mother. The image of her smiling face gave him strength. He knew she would help. She always knew what to do in situations like this.
Mom!
He burst through the door, panting.
Mom!
His mother was in the kitchen. She turned around, surprised.
Billy, what's going on?
She saw the puppy in his arms.
Oh my.
I found him by the river. He was in the water. He was so cold, Mom.
He looked at his mother with pleading eyes.
Can we keep him?
His mother smiled. She took the puppy and wrapped it in a soft towel.
Of course we can help him.
She warmed some milk and fed it to the puppy. Billy watched, his heart full. The puppy was safe and warm. Billy watched the puppy curl up in the towel. It closed its eyes and fell asleep. He thought about Old Man Thomas. He was right. Kindness did matter. It felt good to be kind. It felt good to help someone in need.
He smiled. He knew he had done the right thing. He had been kind, just like Old Man Thomas taught him. And that made him feel warm inside, even warmer than the hot chocolate waiting for him on the table.